Hey there, friends. My name is David Lightbringer, and I owe my entire career to George R.R. Martin. So let me tell you why I think he is the greatest writer of our time. And remember, Dany's son, Drogo, and her actual son, Rhaego, both died to pay for the waking of the dragons. So perhaps the original son died, meaning was shut out by clouds of smoke, ash, and debris when those moon meteor dragons awoke from the cracked moon egg. That is a coherent scenario. So Azor Ahai, through this blood magic ritual, he forces his way into the Weirwood Net. He sends his spirit, in other words, into the Weirwood Net. And the result of this seems to be that the original Greenseer spirits, who were living inside the Weirwood Net, cozy, snug in their tree homes, were driven out and then became the others. And there may have been other meteor impacts as well, but that's a theory for another video. No, but I did make this chart here. You know, people have been asking me to make a chart or a table or graph or anything like that for years, really, and here it is, parthenogenesis. It is an asexual form of reproduction where the embryo develops directly from the egg with no fertilization. So the offspring will either be a direct clone of the mother or what's called a partial clone, where the DNA is kind of scrambled up a bit through the process of cellular meiosis. The Great Empire of the Dawn basically is George's version of Atlantis, or you might even say Numenor, which is based on Atlantis. And so yeah, it would make a lot of sense if the Bloodstone Emperor's Black Meteor is George's version of the Shining Trapezoid. The legend of the creation of Bloodstone, which is that Jesus' blood dripped on some green chalcedony when he was on the cross, and thus Bloodstone is consecrated by Christ's blood and has magical properties. Just as Azor Ahai's spirit corrupts the Weirwood Net, the Weirwoods and the earth itself may be physically corrupted by meteors. Because think about it, and as we're going to discuss in next week's video, what happened to Ashai, Stygiai, and the Shadowlands? A slash, and the green silk parted. They stepped out into the darkness and the chill of dawn. So there's another dawn symbol. All right, we're ready to read about Stygiai. Finally, right? Oh wait, we just did. That's all there is. That's all there is. I guess we'll never know what's at the heart of the shadow. Man, that's too bad. I promised I would tell you guys. I'm kidding. Of course, I'm going to give you my Stygiai theory. So if Visenya did have a virgin birth, an immaculate conception, then Maegor is like Jesus, except for he's not at all like Jesus. So these are all green men here. Renly, Lord Rowan, Lord Tarly, they're all tree men or green men by way of their symbolism and their names. And of course they are. Now the fact that these gemstone-eyed ghosts also have swords of pale fire in their hands that obviously match the Azor Ahai legend from Ashai, and perhaps also the idea of the sword Dawn being caught on fire. Because of that phrase, pale fire. Dawn is always described using the word pale. It's pale as milk glass, it's made from a pale stone, and there's a tower in Starfall called the Pale Stone Sword Tower. So if Dawn were ever to catch on fire, one would imagine it would burn with pale fire. And so all of that is further evidence that George, right from the beginning, was imagining these Dragon Lords with different eye colors as the ancient Ashai Dragon Lords. And he's doing it by sacrificing green men and Nissa Nissa. So Renly might be Nissa Nissa here, or we could look at Melisandre. So you could probably see where this is going at this point. Could R'hllor be the same as this space demon in Stygiai? You know, I thought you would find this speculative stuff interesting, and maybe there's a couple details that I didn't catch, and that you smart people will add in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll have some cool videos coming all next year. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. And thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Praise God.